everyone. Adam Christ from MyMMAnews.com being joined by Matt Hicks ahead of his Cowboy Fight Series 3 bout against Muhammad Ali. Ironic of all names, of course, but he'll be on Muhammad Ali, and it'll be at 140-pound catch weight, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you for joining me, Matt, and how are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Actually, thank you. I really appreciate all that you do. My MMA News, you guys do a lot for us local guys coming up through the ranks, so I really appreciate you guys.
It's our pleasure, man. You know, you guys, everybody starts somewhere, and it's great to see you guys going from the amateur circuits all the way to the professional circuits and seeing you make it to the big show in the UFC. So it's from start to the end. It's full circle. It's our pleasure. So getting back to you, man, 6th fight in 2019. You're on an absolute tear.
Yeah, just keeping the ball rolling. We got a little bit of momentum right now. Staying in pretty good shape. No major injuries, so we figure, hey, why not just keep on rolling with it?
And you are never, ever in training camp. That's one thing I've learned about the Crazy 88 crew, and that you've corrected me on. Everybody's corrected me on, so you're always grinding. So everything's consistent. Like you said, no lagging injuries. Everything's good to go, and you're 100% healthy, ready to get the 6th contest of the year. What do you know about Mohammed?
Don't know a whole lot about him. Obviously saw his last couple fights from Cowboy Fight Series. We know he's strong. We know he's explosive. Decent striker. So we're happy to get in there and challenge ourselves each fight that we go out there. So I think Mohammed's going to be another exciting challenge for us to face.
And he's coming off of a loss. You obviously haven't been defeated. And the cage time, you have more fights than he does. So the experience is vastly in your favor. Does that add any extra pressure on your shoulders? I mean, in all reality, in all totality, you or seemingly by numbers and on paper are the favorite in the fight. Does that add any pressure?
No, not at all. I mean, looking back at some of Muhammad's opponents and some of his losses have actually been really, really tough guys. His last fight, I think, is going pro now, guy that he just lost to. So he's a very tough opponent. He's like me. You know, he goes out there and he finds the hardest fights, and he goes out there and challenges himself each time. So no disrespect in that manner whatsoever. He's a tough kid, and we're expecting a tough fight.
Have you changed anything in your training regimen specifically for him that you've noticed out of Muhammad's, skill set?
No. Like the last fight, we're still kind of in the skill building moment. I mean, the ultimate goal is to go pro. So we're just trying to work on our current skills, trying to get them up to par so we can make that next jump. So just kind of keeping on that same path, just making sure we're staying healthy, still in really good shape, and everything is tuned up, ready to go.
And obviously, we've been staying in touch. We've talked. Any closer notifications to turning pro? Because, I mean, like I said, this is your 6th fight in 2019, and it doesn't seem like you're on stop anytime soon. Maybe 2020, is that going to be the pro mark?
It could be. It could be. My philosophy is whatever my coaches tell me, I'm ready. So I have a really good striking coach behind me. He's dealt with really high-level strikers in the past, trained with a bunch of UFC guys, came from Duke Griffiths Sports up in Milwaukee. So he really knows his stuff. My grappling coach and my main MMA coach, Jon DelBrugge, I mean, he's trained with a bunch of UFC guys too. He's a high-level caliber MMA guy. So whenever they both tell me I'm ready, then I fully trust them, and they're going to give me the green light and go ahead.
So you'll be fighting in front of, let's say, the Cowboy Fight Series, named after the man himself, Cowboy Cerrone. And obviously there's a huge, huge tournament going on in the bouts and everything on the card. Does that add any extra pressure to you? I mean, like, this is a big step up in competition level that, you've come from the regional shows and everything like that, but this is probably one of your bigger step-ups as far as competition go. Yeah,
I mean, definitely so. Definitely the biggest event that we fought in so far. Highest profile, I would say. But the nice thing is I do come from a pretty big wrestling background and pedigree. I wrestled Division I, so I've been at that high-caliber wrestling, wrestled in national duels where it's televised and on TV and lots of pressure on you, and everyone's watching that one single match. So I'm used to dealing with that. Obviously, it's a little bit different when someone's throwing some punches and kicks. But we're definitely excited to get out there, though.
And I've noticed that the last time I saw you compete, you were at 135. you were absolutely huge 135er. And if I'm not mistaken, when you were in college, you competed in 150?
141. I was a 141 pounder.
Okay.
Yep. So
either way, you're big for the weight class. This step up to 140, is that any inclination that you might be taking a step up to 45?
No, actually, they came to us with the 140. We said sure. It was a little bit tighter notice than last time, my last fight. So we figured, hey, why not? You know, I give myself a break from cutting weight. So the weight cut's not really an issue too much for me. I mean, just like anyone else, the last couple of days are a little bit rough, but that's the fun part. That's
another thing about the 88 guys is the weight cut is the fun part. I'll never understand that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Talking to you guys, I'll leave that one to you. So we'll start closing it down, man. It's Saturday. I don't want to keep your night locked up. Any predictions on the fight? I mean, you're a pretty nice guy. You don't necessarily say, "Oh, I'm going to knock him down," this and that. You're a nice guy. We've talked about that. But if you'll be so bold, how do you plan on stopping this guy?
I can't make any predictions. I know he's a tough opponent, so we're going to go out there. We're going to use all the tools that we have in our bag, and hopefully one of those tools gets the job done.
And obviously, coming from other promotions, you know, this obviously Cowboy fight promotions. Is there any plans after this fight? Maybe defending your stellar fights or fighting in December's portion card of Cowboy Fight Series. Have you thought past this fight?
A little bit, actually. I think we're going to take maybe a little break from fighting and actually focus on some jiu-jitsu. Okay. I do have some jiu-jitsu goals in mind. I definitely want to be a world champ. So we're thinking about IBJJF No-Gi Worlds in December. So I think that's the next big event that we're going to do after this fight. And then after No-Gi Worlds, we'll see where the wind takes us.
Awesome, man. Well, any final words for your opponent, Muhammad Ali? I'm sure he'll be watching this interview. Any final words from the man, Matt Hicks himself?
No, I mean, I just want to say thank you to him. Thank you to the guys at Sucker Punch for coming to us, and also Donald Cerrone for putting on the fight series. Really appreciate it. I just got to say thank you to all my coaches, Sebastian Ramirez, Jon DelBrugge, Tye Murphy, my grappling coaches, and also all my training partners. We got a lot of amateurs that are about to come through the ranks. A lot of them are handfuls. A lot of them beat me up in the room, so I'm excited to see those guys come through the ranks too.
I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I'm just.
We got some hammers. I'm excited for the next generation to come through.
I know. I'm just so used to seeing you as the hammer, man. I just can't see you being the nail as of late. But hey, man, I'll be in Virginia. I'll be doing live results that night, so I will see you in Virginia. And best of luck at Cowboy Fight Series, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
There he goes, Matt Hicks, ahead of his Cowboy Fight Series 3 fight against Muhammad Ali, and it will take place at 140 pounds. And like I said, I will be there cage side doing live results, so keep it locked to mymmanews.com for all your fight news needs and all your live results. And Matt, how can the fans keep up with you on social media?
Hicks at Hicks at 88 MMA on Instagram. That's the only thing I really use. Kind of old school, no Facebook yet or anything like that. So Instagram only.
All right, man. Matt, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir.